Live from beautiful Oshawa, Ontario, directly from the garbage room. It's the Pure Garbage Podcast. Hey, Lex Cunningham here, folks, here with Big Red, Jerry Blunt.
Yo, yo.
Captain Heingrinder.
In the house.
Jack, Superman Handy.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
All right, folks, I got these three guys together. We haven't had Handy on in a while, but he's a part of our cast and crew.
Always love a good Handy.
Yeah, good.
Who doesn't?
As well as, of course, Jerry Blunt, a.k.a. Big Red. I'll just end up calling him Big Red. Anyway, we're talking fighters, and help me out here, Heingrinder. You liked...
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal, yeah. And of course, I'm a Lesnar fan.
I just liked his movies. What can I say?
And of course, Big Red. Podcast Nation is waiting to hear who you consider one of the best fighters of all time.
I think I'm going to go with you and go Brock Lesnar.
Thank you.
Ding, 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 ding. Mainly just because of his backstory and stuff like that. Like, you got guys like to do the movies and stuff like that. Then you got a guy who's been a Division I champion, NCAA.
Yep.
Did WWE for years, UFC.
Preach.
Well, I mean, when you got a house laying on you, like, what are you really supposed to do? You know.
So let me bring this up real quick, because this just recently happened. The most recent heavyweight fight in the UFC, which would have been Lesnar's weight category.
DJ, cue the music.
If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
That was Stipe Miocic and Francis Ngannou, right? Who's just recently had the hardest punch in the history of man, right? This guy killing people with one shot.
How do they do that? Like, do they take them to the bar and let them hit that little boxing bag thing?
little close. More sophisticated, but yeah, basically that's what it is. It's a big pad that they record on. It's at the UFC Training Institute, and yeah, this guy just leans back and cracks it. And
but now, when you say lean back, is he stepping in it?
That's the thing. It's however you want to hit it. If you feel you can hit it by just standing there and giving it a solid jab, or if you got to walk into it, it's your call.
Okay, next question. Is this guy like a monster, or is he... I'm not really sure. Like
Lesnar?
Yeah, but is he big? Is he
6'4", 260?
Oh, okay. So
from
got some
Cameroon.
So he has some leverage on him. Yeah.
DJ, cue the music.
Something like 8 years old. This guy was working in a sand mine to save his life. You know what I mean? Like, that was his job.
Were they looking for diamonds?
Who knows?
Blood diamonds?
Slavery in Africa? What do you know?
But he was
Did you say slave?
Homeless 5 years ago.
Wow, you son of a bitch.
We went there.
You went there.
He was homeless 5 years ago in
where?
France.
France. Oh, to be homeless in France and from Cameroon.
Yeah, well,
the joys.
Quite the life story there.
So, anyways, they pick him up. He goes into this boxing gym trying to make something of himself. Start training him MMA 2 years ago. He comes into MMA, and then 2 weeks ago,
because he's angry. I'd be pissed off too if I was in a fucking salt mine that ended up on the streets of France begging for baguettes.
The funny thing is, he's the nicest guy you'll ever meet.
Oh, of course he's nice and friendly now. He's not angry anymore.
Yeah,
he's got cash.
Right?
If I got paid too after eating baguettes and fucking sand for 15 fucking years, and then I get to punch you in the face and get fucking coin, I'm looking at you, Big Red.
What's up?
Okay, we can get into the story about the guy that ate sand and fucking begged for baguettes. Suck down that beer while our boy here, Big Red, gives me your second best fighter. In your mind, you're a big, bearded, handsome fella. I'm surprised.
I gotta say, especially with this summer, I'm gonna go Conor McGregor is one of definitely the...
No, you lost me, bro.
No, but you gotta think about it, because you're thinking, when you're talking about fighting, money building, everything all together, the man can fight. We've seen him time and time again.
Yeah.
How many other people have held 2 belts in 2 different weight classes?
How about Sugar Ray Leonard?
GSP.
Okay, but that didn't go very well.
Nah, that dropped like a lead balloon. Wow.
But even you look at a guy, same thing. Years ago he was homeless, and now he's in here making.
Yeah, but I think his business smarts are way better than his.
Oh, he's a brand.
Yeah, but we're all forgetting one fellow, Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
He's in the room. We're all shitting our pants.
The thing about Tyson too is look how he was so young when he was.
That's what I mean. He was knocking people out. He was 18, knocking out 35-year-old men.
Yeah, well, he was heavyweight champ when he was 19, was he not?
Yeah, he besides the rape charge and biting off someone's ear, I think he's really a nice guy.
I think that adds up to baddest man in the world.
He still says he never did it.
That was probably a setup.
Yeah, I totally believe it was.
I don't condone rape, and I don't think any of you guys do. I know for certain none of you guys do. But when it comes down to his personal issue, that came around the same time he was a little too big for his britches, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But he went into every fight expecting to die or kill someone.
Yeah, he fought with his heart on his sleeve.
The thing is, too, half of these guys you saw him in the ring with, like, he was half their size.
Yeah, he was a two-shot guy, right? He was body, bam.
But I mean, like, you see him, you'd pretty much have to jump to hit these guys in the face.
I think he's in a different category.
That's why they had that in Mike Tyson Punch-Out, where he's actually jumping to knock them out.
That's right.
Well, I think with Mike Tyson and Handy, I think you may agree with me. I think he's not in the same world as a fighter. I think he's a terrorist.
Yeah,
that's a pretty
seriously.
Yeah. That's a good way.
The question should be the top 10 terrorists. Well, he should be like number 6.
Yeah, but
there's Bin Laden, and then there's that motherfucker.
Like Jack Handy said, I mean, it was either ride or die in there. It was either win or lose.
Yeah.
He literally fought like his life was on the line every time.
Absolutely.
Right.
Okay, so we all agree Mike Tyson is not a fighter. He's a terrorist.
Well, now my only question here would be, what are we qualifying fighter? Like, you put Mike Tyson in the ring with any MMA guy today, he's dead.
Now, okay, so going to you, Hindgrinder, kind of ribbing you about Steven Seagal, because he's an actor. I consider him an actor.
He does have skills.
Yeah, but sure, he can say lines. He can remember lines.
But it's true. When you
and do them, apparently.
When you look at him, you don't see fighter.
He's a black belt in Aikido.
It's true.
Well, yeah, you're a fighter. You do that stuff. You do that stuff.
He's a 10th degree.
I got a baseball bat, but getting back to what you're saying, we're talking about kill. I was thinking when I came up with this. Lesnar's a fucking killer.
Yeah.
If he comes through this fucking door for $10,000 to rip your fucking arm off, I'm pretty sure he's gonna do it.
Oh, yeah.
You'll scream a lot, thank him later, but he's gonna scream. He's gonna tear your arm off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a monster.
He's a monster, right? And this Seagal comes in here. What? We're throwing him what? G.I. Joe goes and grabs him a pack of fucking donuts down here. You're listening to the Pure Garbage Podcast, and we are in the garbage room.
Yeah, but Seagal's probably like 60 years old.
Oh, at least.
Maybe more.
Well, he could still wreck shit. It's just going to be like, oh, he's coming. Whereas Lesnar, it's like, shit.
All right.
And then Tyson, he's a terrorist.
Yeah, let's see what he looks like when he gets here. One of those, right?
Okay, so one more fighter before we end this podcast. Can you guys give me one more terrorist? Like a fight. Don't give me an actor. Pound for pound.
Pound for pound, best fighter in the world, Demetrius Johnson.
All right.
Yeah, but ever?
Mighty Mouse.
Ever?
Pound for pound.
Not Muhammad Ali?
No.
That's where I was gonna go there.
But I don't qualify that, like, that's boxer. You want to talk about boxer, fine.
He's a fighter. He was more than just a boxer.
Yeah, but to me, those are two different categories. I mean, an MMA guy has to stick to MMA. A boxer guy has to stick to boxing.
That's the thing with MMA. You're doing everything.
I mean, there's two different categories.
You want to talk about fighting? Fighting is fighting. Fighting is whatever the fuck you got to do to
I don't
win.
give a shit what you say. No boxer, no MMA guys going 12 rounds. I don't give a shit.
No, but if exactly what happened with the McGregor and what's his fancy pants there?
Disco balls.
Mayweather.
Yeah.
Mayweather. Right? Exactly what happened.
But for all you know, that was just a money-making scheme.
It absolutely was a moneymaker.
That whole thing
McGregor tried. Don't get me wrong. McGregor tried. He wasn't trained properly. I think if he had more time.
Yeah, but still, win or lose, it was payday.
Keyword, training.
Absolutely.
And folks, we can continue this conversation into the night, and at some other point we're going to come. Yeah, we're going to come back with these same people. We're going to come back with Big Red. We're going to come back with Jack Handy. We're going to come back with Captain Hindgrinder, myself, Lex Cunningham. You're listening to the Pure Garbage Podcast, and if you want to fight. Thank you for listening to the Pure Garbage Podcast. You can find us on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Good night.